Go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome yet again to another episode of Myriad of Chains. We are a crowd today with a lot of very interesting people with a lot of very interesting opinions. And here to provide entertainment, the lipstick, and the very interesting AR glasses, the Wasp. Where's Ant-Man? Just here. I'm tiny. Us to provide us with lipstick, entertainment, and very nice brand nuggets. We have Decentricity, Pandusastro Ordoyo, and again, the ball is in your court to talk about Pepe Coin and yet another bank that went under and the last drama in the crypto world. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just show us everything.
All right. There's just some juicy stuff happening. I'm just gonna share my screen and decentricity.wasi. So PacWest, the bank, PacWest Bank Corp, I think, is the market cap is now lower than the PayPay coins. Where's that meme? Here. Yeah. Eat meme coin, PP. Flip distressed bank, PacWest, and market cap. Well, and yeah, it looks like this.
Ah.
And this is actually really bad. Because like it's already dropped. Like I think like I saw somewhere it was like 50 at one point, and like just before the first like the first drop, it was like $27, and now it's $6. So yeah, that's another bank failed. You can
By the
cross
dip.
off.
Yeah.
I said by the dip.
Oh, by the dip.
So,
Woohoo!
I've been taking a course on market analysis. You know, like 1 hour a day. I do that with a colleague.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know someone else was in this course, right? And this kind of when you look at this kind of pattern, it has a name, right? It's called a disaster.
That's a disaster. It's a cliff. Right?
Not so much of a candlestick there.
Nope. It's a very long candle. So yeah, I'm just gonna import this to Myriad and just like
Which is like
remind everyone.
if you translate it to a partiture or something like sheet music, it sounds like a sad trombone.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was just sad though. This is actually the 5th largest bank failure in the in U.S. history, and that's right after First Republic Bank.
Dominoes.
That's it's crazy. Dominoes, yeah. So that's happening. The other thing that's happening is WSB coin rugged. So you guys remember Wall Street Bets, right?
Yes.
Remember Wall Street Bets? And they this is weird. Like I'm just gonna take you through this, and so on Twitter, I'm gonna import everything to Myriad soon. So yeah, so the there's just I guess there's a bit of infighting there, but point is they launched this Wall Street Bets, the WSB coin, and yeah, and then they dumped team tokens. Where's that dump? The dump is over here somewhere. They dumped team tokens, and what's funny is like the mod WSB mod. Like this is from Reddit, right? Like you just Danny, just for context, this is Wall Street Bets from Reddit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wall Street Bets, the mod shared like he was really bullish about this and like went on a space and said like, oh, well, there are 2 devs that are with me and I trust them with my life. And then the devs rugs, and then like he had to make another space a few hours after. And then there's a plot twist here. So this is one of the devs. One of the devs actually accused the mod that like for that like the mod was the one that's like that was giving everyone free airdrops, and it was engineered to enrich WSB mod, but like everyone saw through it because like on chain you can see that the guy rugged. Yeah, so that's what happened. Like this is so funny because like it's literally another meme token, but it is sort of like backed by digital cloud because everyone knows Wall Street bets. And it was like there's a bunch of drama about him about the mod doxing everyone. So everyone was doxed. So where is it? Docs guilty. Oh yeah, this is an actual. Hey, I have your full docs too, by the way, right? And this is the docs. This is the first docs, and I think he printed like his address or something, like his physical address. Oh, he deleted it. He was pissed off. Dude was pissed off. Yeah, he deleted it. But like, it's probably in his. It's someone probably saved it somewhere. But yeah.
I would have a message for the whole crypto community at this point. Like,
What?
stop doing this shit. Like, please.
Please.
Stop doing this shit. Like, 2022 was already bad. We, as a community, we started the whole thing because we thought that we could do better than banks. Actually, we're now doing worse, or at least as bad. And we have all the tools to actually do better. It's just like people stop investing in projects. Don't know about.
Wait. This guy is like the guy who deployed the contracts, and he's supposed to be like the techie of like the group. Like he runs the moderation bots on Reddit. So he claims that he didn't rug. And he intended to try to give the ETH back directly after becoming convinced that the mod was up to no good. Since that really isn't feasible or a thing, I guess, I just gave the ETH back. Good luck, homie.
Good luck, homie.
Yeah, he's not very tech savvy, is he?
But that's the whole.
All right.
thing.
Oh, this is cool. Actually, Zach and Loopify are added to the multisig. Okay.
I mean, I saw someone on Reddit saying like, invest on meme coins if you want to be someone else exit liquidity, and I think it sums thing up like really well. One-way crypto levels the playing field is that now insider trading is available to everyone. And
Insider trading.
I'm being extremely cynical, right?
Yeah.
But my point being, and I keep on repeating that, you have projects that build, right? You actually have use cases for blockchain technologies, for tokens, for NFTs that are super constructive. Just Google your stuff. I'm not gonna present anything here, but it does exist, and it is awesome, and it does have its use. But when you see something which is invest money to make more money, and you don't know the mechanism behind it, just don't freaking do it, because you know that by nature it is something that's gonna profit the instigators of the project only, or maybe a couple of lucky people. But are you going to be this lucky person? And really, this is not beneficial for the crypto industry in general. Invest in stuff that build things like Myriad.Social, for instance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Word.
I mean, can you go back to the interface? Like I'm gonna be a CEO for just 2 minutes.
I'm gonna share. No, I want to import this. Want to import this idiocy.
That's the
So,
thing.
Junior, Donald Trump Jr.
Okay.
just said that like BitBoy exposed FTX and Sambank. Oh no.
Mm.
Oh no. God damn, he's such a boomer. How old is he? How old is Junior?
He's
You
alright.
guys know?
CoffeeZilla exposed him a long time ago.
I mean, I give him 45 maximum. Like he's looking a good good looking 45, but he's not that old, this guy.
What a boomer! What the heck? Yeah, it's probably because they're both in Miami. A lot of people in Miami love Bitcoin, actually.
Yeah.
When I was I went to what was that even? Decentralized Miami, Decentral Miami. I spoke there, right? Like I spoke
Yeah.
right like after Bitcoin, not right after, like a few hours after Bitcoin actually, but like we're on the same stage, which doesn't matter really. But like what matters was like I actually got I was actually really excited because I had a crowd like there's a crowd, but they were all there for Bitcoin. Like after Bitcoin left, the crowd left. I was like, it was just like me and like 6 people.
There is one thing I do admire about this guy though. It's the fantastic representation of his white hair and his beard. It's like
Are you
it's
talking about
very
Donald?
aesthetic. Like I don't know how he does that. Like all his white hair, it's at the center of his beard. Like mine is like a bit here, a bit there. Like
Okay. I like
I really don't want to
I like
do
his
Mine's a
house.
little scary.
his
I like the
barber.
answers.
Yeah.
I like the antlers on his head.
Oh, like it's a handsome fella, just
Yeah,
not very tech
he did,
savvy.
he did well with the hair being Trump's son. I'll say that.
Well, yeah, and not being orange.
Not being orange. Correct.
Not being orange. Yeah. Good thing the orange was recessive.
Orange is it's a recessive gene.
And the
We
male
have
pattern.
established that.
Yeah.
Is,
Hey,
isn't there? Huh?
Danny, wait, I need to fix Zoom on my end. Can you just I'm just gonna give it back to you and like I'll come back.
All right. Well, there's gonna be some editing to do. Like, just I'm gonna continue my spiel about what I was saying earlier. Uh, so first I need to open Myriad, and I need to. Am I still in now? I'm gonna need to sign in. Just a moment. I am a little bit underprepared. That would be the right password, which is good. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, what I was saying earlier, if you invest in projects and if you invest in coins, so let's go to Google and take any Bitcoin chart, for instance, like any coin, like if you invest in a coin for the value of the coin, and here I'm talking about Bitcoin because this is something that it does have use cases, especially in Latin America, in places where inflation is huge and it's becoming a refuge value for a lot of populations. But this is what you're investing in. This is what you see, this curve here, right? If you go to a live chart, like anywhere, this is voila, this is what you're investing in. Do you understand this? Do you have the, I'm not going to say the mental capacity, right? Because a lot of people do, but do you have the knowledge and the time to understand that, okay, this is a bowl, this pattern here is called a bowl. If there is a bowl, it means that it's going to go up. This pattern here, there's another bowl here. There are patterns that say it's gonna go up. There's patterns that say it's gonna go down, and there are all the news that can influence the price of something. This is something extremely complex, and we're talking about Bitcoin, right? We're talking about something that's extremely solid. If it's a meme coin, there is not any kind of solidity in it. These are coins that are very young. You don't have data. You don't have like background historical data to actually do any kind of analysis. Sometimes you don't have data on the project, on the people who are behind the project. So are you ready for that when you invest just for speculative reasons? Now, I'm plugging Myriad because I'm the CEO, but if you buy Myriad tokens, right? You buy into an ecosystem that gives you this. And tomorrow, if there is an update, you're going to see the UI change. You're gonna see the application going faster. You're gonna see new features being added, the stuff being faster, more usable, dialogue between the community and the developer. This is what you invest in. And this is still my spiel, and this is still my message. You don't have to invest in Myriad, so please do. I mean, buy the tokens and everything, whatever. But invest in builders, in people who actually bring values. You have use cases for this. Like, you can make yourself an instance, have your own community forums. You can save your links. You can put it in timelines. There is a lot of things you can do with it that actually are practical and have added value compared to this. If you take a bet on something that actually has utility, value. And I'm not saying don't trade.
Bro, don't use Bitcoin as an example though, because everyone buys Bitcoin.
Everyone buys Bitcoin, and it's actually
Like which is good.
it's becoming a refuge value anyway, and I think we're about to get really bullish and everything. Not a financial advice, but what I mean is, if you don't feel comfortable with this, and if you're a noob and there is no problem in being a noob in anything Web3, in anything tokens, do your research your project, research for the solidity of your project, look at the team, and look at what is actually delivered, before making your decision and ending up on the wrong side of a rug pool, or being someone's exit liquidity. That was the not financial advice of the week.
The non-financial advice of the week.
I like it.
What's that about?
It's
Social.
it's about speculation is bad.
No. It's about social. No, look at your screen, Daddy.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the social tokens. Yes. So this is coming up. Technology wise, we are still researching, because there is a lot of thing we need to do on the platform to make this happen. But
The thing is, like, if we introduce social tokens now, people will just use it to create this same kind of meme coins.
yeah,
Yeah.
What's the plan with the social token? What's the difference between that and the Myriad?
That's like a Josh token or a Danny token.
exactly.
Oh,
Some kind of reputation token.
Who doesn't want a JPEG?
I
Or a
want a
JPEG.
JPEG.
Right.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, we won't buy your token because we have you already in our podcast and in our heart. So,
Yeah. I mean, setting up a token, like setting up a token contract is easy. Actually, it's just like if we just do that without actually any plan behind it, like, it's just gonna flood the market with like
yeah.
more shitcoins. Like yeah. Anyway, we need to think.
The person who sets up AI bots in their house says it's easy, so it must be easy.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a nice use case for reputation tokens, or for social tokens. I could actually have, like, Danny token that I exchange for consulting time, or Danny NFT that I exchange for consulting time, and let the market forces decide what the value of 1 hour of my time, for instance. That's a pretty cool use case. That's a use case that yeah, it's been researched by other platforms since something like 2015, 16. I've heard the thing. Now we can totally do it. Time to implement things. We have other very interesting things that are coming up. We're setting up instances, and instances are forgive my French, but the dog's bollocks, really.
The dog's bollocks.
I'm a French Brit today.
Is that even English? No, it's French. Okay. All right.
It's a British expression.
It's a
the dog's
Britishism.
bollocks.
Yes.
British.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Let's switch gears. Let's talk about politics and stuff. I mean, dude, a lot has happened. Tucker got kicked out of Fox News, and I heard, like, Don Lemon got kicked out the same day. Is that true?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He said he never saw it coming.
Yeah.
How did you not see it coming when you got demoted to the morning show? Nobody watches.
And they moved him. They moved Don Lemon 4 times in a year, and he never broke 1 million viewers.
Oh, okay, okay. So was it just a coincidence that it's the same day as Tucker?
I don't think so. I think then there's no proof of either way. But yeah. But a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people were saying that like the Murdochs called CNN and we're like, hey, we'll let go of him, you let go of him, and everyone's like, all right. So
Zelensky called him. Zelensky called him, right? Called Murdoch.
Called Murdoch to fire Tucker is what they were saying.
Yeah.
No, I meant Murdoch called CNN's guy
right,
to say that.
Right, but like previously, Zelensky called Murdoch.
Supposedly Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, called Murdoch.
Well, I don't know if you watch Megyn Kelly. She used to be on Fox. She has her own like YouTube channel and stuff now, and Substack, I think. But anyway, she was saying that the internally in Fox, it was essentially just a pride thing. From what she heard, is that they were that someone had essentially said, well, you can't fire Tucker because he's too big, and then it was like almost like a half-witted drunken thing. Yeah. Where because they said they're known to go on drunken rants and fire people. So like she said that's how she got fired.
You won't cut your leg off.
She said the Murdochs called her at 2 a.m. and told her she was fired, and when they were like completely inebriated. So
okay.
Because I guess she said they said that they fired Bill O'Reilly and nothing happened. They fired her and nothing happened. So they can fire Tucker and nothing happened, and because Fox News was untouchable.
Media and hubris this week.
Yeah.
Hold on. They have to be losing something, because if you're an advertiser and you bought advertisement for a Tucker's show, and now it's not Tucker Tonight or anything, it's just Fox News Tonight, you're gonna say, hey, I paid for Tucker. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the one of the things that they actually get. They've gotten. If you look at their stock is rebounding a little bit because a lot of the pharma companies have bought massive ad buys since they got rid of Tucker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pfizer's up in there now.
Yeah, Pfizer did $1 billion ad buy for the next year.
$1 billion.
Yeah, so it pays for their entire settlement.
Oh. So yeah, what do you think, Danny? Like, I know what these guys think. What do you think?
So my first thought was the only Murdoch I know is from this old show MacGyver.
MacGyver, yep.
What is and what is the link between that and Citrus? And then I quickly like turned the gears in my head. Okay.
Rupert Murdoch. The media back then.
And Dumb Lemon, like I didn't follow everything. The only thing that gets like I think it's pretty universal, right? Okay, Pfizer bought advertising time, meaning that Carlson, which I don't know from Adam actually. I just know stuff.
You don't watch Tucker? You should watch Tucker.
I don't know.
You like Shoe on Head, right? You like Shoe on Head, right?
Well, let's not get into the controversy on how Carlson expresses himself and how it doesn't resonate with my personal view of how you should express yourself. We all have our sensibilities.
You don't like the way he talks, man? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, you don't like the way he talks?
He's very
eloquent. His views are very aligned with Shoe on Head, so much so that like he's Shoe on Head is a huge fan of Tucker. Like it's like it's very like
the thing is as human beings we resonate with other human beings on levels, and there are people I love that you might really hate, and there are people you love that I might not really resonate with. And personal choice, like this guy doesn't anyway so
well, Tucker is just Shoe on Head, like basically like without the loops.
But what it tells me what I can get from this conversation, right, is Pfizer buys ads since he's being fired, right? Meaning that the guy must have said something against vaccines at some point, probably, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He interviewed RFK, the Democratic nominee, Robert
Kennedy.
F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
Well, potential Democrat nominee, but didn't the
Potential.
Democrats say they're not going to do a primary and then they're just going to roll with Joe Biden?
Yeah,
It's up to each state. It's up to
Well,
each
he's
state.
still a potential nominee though. Like he's got the Kennedy name.
I mean,
Right?
I think
Like,
he's a lot better choice than Biden. I'll say that, but
yep.
my toaster is a better
Danny,
choice.
have you ever seen Secession, the HBO miniseries?
No.
I haven't.
Well, that's supposed to be like a fictionalized version of the Rupert Murdoch family.
Okay.
What is
So
it?
Succession.
Succession.
It's like an HBO miniseries
Okay.
about a family that owns like a media empire and how they.
It's on HBO Max.
It's on HBO.
HBO, I have it on HBO Go.
So to go back to this, and what's interesting to me, right, is hello money and narrative, right? Because you could make a case of him being fired to get the money. You could make a case of Pfizer saying like, "Hey, we really would like to invest $1 billion or $2 billion in your, in your show, but there is this dude. He says things we don't like, so let him go away." Again, I have my own thoughts on vaccines, and I'm not gonna lay them down like all of them. I have 3 shots, and fuck it, okay. But
Right.
still, this is something that, okay, money and narrative. Basically, to me, that's wrong. You have a media channel. You have a media channel that is actually, like spreading information and supposedly knowledge to a lot of people, that is being influenced by an entity with a lot of money to push a certain kind of narrative. Media should be decentralized. Media are more and more decentralized because we can do this and we're on YouTube and it's very nice. But then YouTube is a centralized authority that can censor whatever we say. We're probably demonetized from like minute 1 of the podcast because we say a lot of things that don't really, vibe with the current state of YouTube. We're not doing this podcast for money, but another reason. Yeah, yet another reason to have information broadcasting platforms, whatever they are, be as decentralized as possible.
Right.
And yes,
Right.
it allows for balkanization. Yes, and you're gonna have people use it for bad things. Like people use cars for bad things.
Well, I'm of the opinion that like you can't really change the fact that people will pay other people to like not show other people, like if I didn't like you, then like I tell my friends like, this is a really bad analogy. Okay, I'm not going to use that analogy because I like you. Because I like you a lot. Like,
you can go ahead.
what I'm saying is that type of activity that's still gonna happen. But like at least like if it's if everything's decentralized and you have an option to like get like at the viewpoints that you want to see, and ideally basically detect your own biases based on that. I think that would be a better way to actually live your life. Like that's the thing though. Like we still have like sort of a monoculture. Like the type we're not yet a type 1 civilization, right? Like type 1 means like we use up all the energy of like the like that comes to Earth.
6 or 7.
Yeah, but like there's another interpretation of type 1 civilization is like full globalism. Like everything is one. Some globalists think that that's the only way to reach type 1, but I disagree. I think there is the fact of like the biological fact that we are tribal creatures, like we evolved to be tribal, and that is actually not bad. Like you don't have
It used to be an
force.
advantage. At this point,
Yeah.
it might be a disadvantage in some cases.
Right. Okay. So I would argue that it for society, for human society, actually the fact that we're tribal is actually pretty good. Like it's like like the reason. Do you guys know about the Red Queen theory?
The Red Queen theory. Enlighten us.
Right. Red Queen. It's a biological theory. It explains the why sex exists. So why does sex exist? Like organisms who don't have sex. What are you looking at?
Procreation.
Organisms who
I'm
don't
just checking whether it does.
my question is, like, why does sex exist while actually organisms that don't have sex are actually faster in reproducing? Like, the automatic answer of why sex exists is for reproduction, but like reproduction is actually faster if you just divide into.
Right.
So the thing is, like, the biologists have figured it out. This was many years ago. That sex happens because it mixes up your genes really well, so that you have variation in the population. Like, and that actually means that if a virus comes over and basically like finds like you're like, you know how some people are more like they have worse COVID, right? Because of they have a certain set of genes. Neanderthal genes, by the way, I'm not going to get into like specifics, but some Neanderthal genes actually give you worse COVID. Now imagine if like we're homogenous, like we're like, bacteria, like a population of bacteria are all clones. You hit one with a virus, every single one of the bacteria dies. That's actually what's happening with the Cavendish bananas, because the Cavendish bananas are all clones. They're monoclonals. So this is why it's called the Red Queen theory, like in Alice Through the Looking Glass, like the second book. It takes all of the Red Queen says to Alice, run, 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 and Alice runs, but like the scenery moves with her. So hey, you should run faster. It takes all the running you can do in this place to stay in the same place.
Okay.
And that's the Red Queen theory. Now, apply that to society. Like, if we're all homogenous, exactly the same, we all follow mainstream media, and like the word of the party is law, we can really easily, like, as a society, let's not talk about a global society for a moment, like just one country. Like, if we have exactly the same opinions, then mimetic viruses can kill us all, can destroy us all. Like, if there's something that attacks our like core belief, it can destroy a lot of people. And this actually has happened before, right?
Isn't it happening already? I mean, like, economically speaking.
Previously, like, I mean in the past, like I'm going to go towards like the it's not just the Black Plague. Black Plague actually it is an example of the Red Queen not working, simply because like there's overpopulation, everyone's in the same place, right? But I'm talking about like the like, the witch hunts, like the actual witch hunts that happen. And these are like, the views are the same, homogenous views, and like, just like when something disrupts those views, it actually, like, we end up with dead people. And that's an oversimplification, but that's actually very similar to how biology works. And I think the way Myriad is constructed, with the way we're federated, with the way you can spin up your own instances, with the way you have like, we are balkanized, but like, here's the thing, we're balkanized by design, which still doesn't sound very good, but like, it's actually true, because we're applying the Red Queen principle to opinions.
Actually, yeah. So to simplify, a little bit, imagine how hard it would have been to find in your little village of New England somewhere, right, a girlfriend after the witch hunts, because everyone and their dogs were like, this woman, I don't like her, she's a witch, let's burn her. So a little bit of torture, a little bit of burning, atrocities happening, all that. How many women left in the village? I mean, how bad is it? Like, it's already socially, it's horrible. Okay.
Oh
like,
shit! I shouldn't laugh. This is terrible. This is actually like real people that. I'm sorry.
But this is
this is your analogy.
a very good, a very good instance on how this kind of echo chamber can be bad if there is no communication to the outside. And of course, you have other things. I mean, we can look at a lot of genocides happening, starting from IDs, right? Starting from IDs feeding into themselves and feeding into populations. Any genocide, mass exterminations, it starts with an idea. And the problem is when this idea has taken a viral, malignant property,
Viral malignancy.
viral malignancy, which is if you don't agree with this ID, then you're evil. Then you should be exterminated. That's when problems start to happen. And to prevent this malignancy, diversity and dialogue are absolutely completely necessary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me agree more. Do you think they'd burn me at the stake, Danny?
I'd burn you a steak.
Okay. Don't burn the steak. I like
Nah,
life like
I go medium
medium.
or medium rare.
Medium rare, medium rare. Yeah. All right.
So
Josh, Rob, what do you guys think? I keep talking over this. I'm sorry.
I think that's all interesting perspectives with the type of civilization. Got me thinking about how with that Kardashev scale, there's another scale too that is based on how micro the technology can go. So like,
Right.
yeah, if you can get to like, I don't know what the levels are, but if you can get to so small of a technology and be able to see so small and manipulate objects of a certain size at such a micro level, and then so on and more micro levels. That's the another scale they have for Kardashev type civilizations. So I don't know. It kind of got me thinking about that, which is pretty interesting to me. I wonder how AI kind of lines up with one of those scales. I bet you could create another scale with technology
Right.
with AI. So
Yeah, so this is like that's I think it's called the micro-dimensional Kardashev. So it's like instead of type 1, it's type 1 minus, and
Yeah.
it goes smaller and smaller and smaller until you're manipulating actual quarks, which is or strings. I forgot.
wow.
Oh, there you go. The basic structure of space and time, omega minus. Okay. uh, we're a long way off from that, obviously.
Yeah.
But even as type 1 civilizations, like we're we're type 1 minus, but like I'm still referring to like the original Kardashev scale. But okay, yeah.
STNG.
You know, once we have quantum computing, a lot of this is actually doable. Because we would be able, like, research will exponentially grow, and this is not just from a cryptographic perspective. We can break code. That's one of them, but like having quantum computers means that we can simulate atoms and molecules in a way that is a lot.
So we're kind of like a 2.5, right?
Yeah,
2.5.
I'm actually in the middle of listening to Joe Rogan's podcast with Professor Michio Kaku.
Mikio Kaku,
Yeah,
that's what
I've been meaning to listen to that. He has a new book out. It's Quantum something. Quantum
Yeah,
Unleashed.
he says it's like be like 10 years before the quantum computers are really there. But his big thing was that he said aging will become optional with quantum computing because he said aging is just errors in your DNA replication, and
it is.
once you have quantum computers, they can figure out what the error is, and
It's
and
mainly
then,
degradation of that information. So
I'm-
like
I'm
on
not
the end
good.
of our chromosome, there's telomeres that are like a cap that keep them secure, I guess, at the cellular level. They're held together, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. You know, you lose
Yeah.
all that information.
here I found something I imported that's interesting. So
That's hilarious. I saw that actually. I forgot to import it. That's the bank that just failed.
so the Democratic representative that represents Wall Street sold
Oh.
sold the stock
The day
for
Goldman
PacWest on the day right before it fell.
Well, they got a phone call, right?
So and like that was $27, right? Yeah, $27, and now it's 6.
And there's nothing illegal about that whatsoever.
Nothing illegal, I guess. Wow. So yeah, like since you have Myriad open, like you want to go through some of the things that we imported earlier?
Yeah.
Either Josh or
Sure.
Rob.
Yeah.
Just want a button, a microsecond. We were talking about quantum computing.
Oh yes.
Take a look into
Yeah.
analog computing. If you have money, if I were an angel investor, right, I would be looking for analog computing startups and spending all my money on them.
Right.
This is something that's gonna break the current computing architectures. It's absolutely fantastic, especially in the wake of AI and with cryptocurrencies and everything like that. It's I'm letting you do your own research. There is a very good episode of Veritasium about this. I know they're not always neutral, but take a look at analog computers, modern analog computers. Okay, I'm done.
Veritasium, huh? Yeah, he's interesting. He talks a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Very interesting, Danny. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, I wanted to hear more about the Mickey Okaku episode on Joe Rogan podcast. The Joe Rogan experience. That's one of the best podcasts, I'll say.
That I haven't finished listening to it, but did you know that that Michio Kaku built a particle accelerator when he was 17 in his garage?
I heard that. Yeah, he was a teenager.
Yeah, he
17,
proved
huh?
at 17 he proved the existence of antimatter with a particle accelerator in his garage that he had to wire directly to a pole because it would blow all the breakers in his house, and he brought down the grid with his particle accelerator.
So we're talking about Tony Stark or Mickey Okaku?
Both.
At 17, I fixed my moped, and I thought I was a genius.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I did when I was 17.
I think I was playing street ball. I was playing some street ball outside or something. I wasn't doing much.
I'm drawing a blank of what I did. Like I don't even remember my teenage years. That's weird. Okay. All right.
Really? You might be an AI.
Time to update your corpus.
I
Did you have
wonder
teenage
something.
years? Were you said you're gonna freeze yourself, right? Maybe you already woke up once. So
Yeah. Maybe I did already.
Maybe we're all in your simulation.
Ah. All right. That's cool. I can edit you guys.
All right. Well, so there was a case that was decided today. So the case decided today convicted 3 more Proud Boys of sedition. But the weird part of the case is that I'll just open it. These are all things that the judge admitted in court. There was no plan to storm the Capitol. There was no plan to stop the certification. One of the 3 defendants that was convicted today was in prison in a different city already at the same time, and that no one actually spoke the conspiracy out loud. So they were convicted on conspiracy of sedition, even though no one actually spoke about sedition.
This is a witch hunt. Like this is literally like a witch hunt. Like oh, sorry. You can finish, Josh.
No, you're fine. No, I agree. And then the statements, the statements of the people in court were people who didn't know them. They were just like random bystanders that were there at the time that said they heard Proud Boys say these things.
So just random people that might not even been there.
Yes. Yeah. None of the witnesses, quote unquote, could actually prove that they were there at the time, or that they knew any of the defendants, and all the defendants said they didn't know any of the witnesses.
I really thought this wasn't happening anymore. Like I mean, it's a full-on witch hunt, guys. Like I mean,
But here's
Literally.
here's one of the things. So this was the big thing that the judge told him. So I don't know if you guys have the same thing in your courts, but here the judge tells the jury what they can do when they convict. Like it.
We don't
Like
have jury trials. We don't have jury trials, Josh. Not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the U.S., when you're a jury, the judge instructs the jury on what they need to find someone guilty. So the judge told the jury that they were able to convict them on conspiracy, even if they didn't think that there was a plan to disrupt the certification, which is the whole point of the trial, right? So like the sedition itself would have been disrupting the certification process of the election, because that's what sedition is disrupting government essentially.
Yeah.
So somehow they were able to convict them on sedition or conspiracy of sedition, even if they didn't actually plan to commit sedition. Yeah, they said that none of them set forth a plan to storm the building. There was no proof that they set forth any plan. Essentially, just on all those things. So they were convicted of trying to stop the certification process, even though they didn't try to stop the certification process, and they didn't talk to each other. And one of them was literally in jail the day it happened, like in a different city. He had been arrested for protesting in another city.
So it literally wasn't there, and he could prove it.
And on the same day, an FBI whistleblower came forward and said that Joe Biden took part in a bribery scheme when he served as vice president.
Oh yeah, that's the same day.
Today, yeah.
Did he even know it was a bribery scheme?
I don't know. Well, I imported a couple of them on this because this should be a bigger news, but only Fox News is covering it, so of course no one else is. But which is unfortunate because now nobody's watching Fox News at all. So who cares? But yeah, this is the official. So they came forward to the Attorney General and gave the statement, and this was the statement that Merrick Garland gave. But yeah, I mean, they consider them highly credible, classified whistleblower. But yeah, I mean, essentially, the whistleblower came forward and told the Attorney General that they've told the Department of Justice and the FBI what happened, and then nobody's doing anything about it.
How long until that whistleblower suicide?
I think the under-over is 48 hours. So I don't know.
48 hours.
Shouldn't be laughing.
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't be laughing at suicide. Like, no, not even joking. No.
I mean, the word is so absurd that it's become a defense mechanism at this point.
It's a clown world, dude. Clown world.
You know, to go back to the Proud Boys.
Exactly.
Again, like, I'm not American. I'm not deep into American culture and policies and stuff, and I've got a very, very basic understanding of what they are, what they do, and
well, just so you know, I know everyone thinks they're racist, but the guy at the bottom is the leader of the Proud Boys. He's a half black, half Mexican guy.
So look, there is one thing, right? In France, we have the most racist party in France has a couple of like people of color and people of different ethnicities as tokens to say, hey, see, we're not racist. Actually, this guy is with us.
No, that's not true though. The Proud Boys aren't like that, bro. Like it's not.
But anyway,
that's their leader, and they're not racist at all.
I don't want to actually discuss the Proud Boys because I don't have enough information to actually have an informed point of view on that. I just want to discuss the methods because right now what's happening in France is we are there was May Day, Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
Labor Day, we were the police counted more than 750,000 people in the street. The unions counted 3 million. The news channels counted between like 15 and 17 people as usual. And what happened is, and actually, France got warnings from his own human rights commission about this. Uh, we started to detain people as a preventive measure. So a lot of people were detained that hadn't done anything. We have record of
Wow.
people of cops saying like, okay, what do we charge this one for, right? So again, when it comes to freedom of speech and all these kind of things, again, the same thing. You might not agree with the people, but you need to be careful of the process because it happens to people you don't like. You can be like, oh yeah, this guy is like they're getting that the comeuppance and everything like that, and one day it happens to you and you don't know why.
Yeah. Well said, Danny.
Thank you.
The
They
world
came.
is a mess.
They,
It's a
I think
hi. It's a waving of the hand before I get cancelled. It's
so what you're saying is they came for the Proud Boys, and I said nothing. So when they came for me, and there's no one to say anything.
Yes, that's even more well said, Josh. Yeah, the world is a mess. I'm just gonna go into VR, just like live there.
You're gonna go live in Meta.
Yeah, no. I have my own metaverse, dude. No.
like, come on, you're gonna be like amidst all the squeakers on VR chat.
Ugh,
Yeah, look at
No.
me, my avatar is tiny. Hey, boobies,
Oh,
boobies.
self-hosted metaverse.
Self-hosted
Yeah.
VR sounds depressing. I mean, it sounds you can make it cool, but
No, like I used to do it. Like I used to do it like back in 2011, 2012. I was deep into VR. And I had like my own office where I worked. And it was in Open Simulator, which is like a fork of Second Life, but I hosted it on my own server. It was like huge. Obviously, it was like an estate because I hosted it myself. Not depressing at all. I mean, really. Mm,
I was
swear.
listening to a call, an investor call. I don't know why, but I think I was watching a YouTube channel. But anyway, they had an investor call with the Meta business people, like a Facebook investor call or Meta invest. I guess Meta now, but they said that the reason nobody was adopting or nobody was going into Meta is because that the technology wasn't there yet. So they wanted to put another $1 billion into developing it because they thought that people will flock and grows. But I don't know. I think if people didn't do it in 2020, I don't think you're gonna get them to do it now. That's just my at least not in
I'm
mass.
pretty sure. I think there's gonna be like a new like revolution of like of self-hosted infra. In
Well,
my opinion,
I think
it's just in
augmented
general.
reality. I think augmented reality is gonna go before actual VR, just because people still want to be around people.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
And
Well,
because
anyway,
your use cases are way more practical when it comes to augmented reality. Like if you
Yeah.
want to have 5 screens in front of you and you don't have the budget for 5 screens, and you still want to see your keyboard and everything, it's much better to have like very lightweight gears on your face
Yeah.
in exchange of 5 screens than a whole headset. So
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I
I mean,
remember
that
when
is true.
I remember when Google Glass alpha was out, and I remember one of the first videos I saw of Google Glass was someone wearing it in France and then getting absolutely stomped, like someone chased after them, tackled them, and grabbed it and stomped it for some reason because they didn't want to be filmed by the Google Glass camera.
That's somehow only mildly surprising.
Right.
I'm
Um,
yeah.
well,
Well,
here's another thing too. I know we already all knew this. I mean, if you paid attention, that they were made up the fact that the Hunter Biden laptop was fake, but some of the emails came out today to prove that. Um, asking people to put their name on the list. You know, remember when they had that letter that came out from
yes.
signed by 50 former national security people?
Oh, I remember
said,
that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This was where this is proving that there was no reason for them to sign it. They just did it because they were asked to do it, and they had no idea what they were signing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was basically they were checking a accept terms and conditions box.
Yeah, Danny, I'd like your comment on this part. Actually, like this was, I remember a few years ago, like, well, when this happened, like back in 2019, like I was posting I was posting up a storm about this. I'm pretty sure I posted on Telegram too. And I was like, dude, like the Hunter Biden laptop is insane. Like, and I was getting pushback. Like, everything I posted basically failed to post, and that's one of the things I told you about when we started Myriad. I was frustrated by the fact that like they managed to stop this from releasing to the public, like and from being spread, from going viral. And this was like all of the mainstream social media, and then like people started sharing it on Parlor, and then they shut down Parlor basically by not shut down, like Amazon shut their services down
because they
this
violated terms of service.
yeah. And I was like I was trying to post, I was trying to tell people that, dude, this laptop thing is serious. This is something that at least should be discussed. And social media, like I felt it directly. Like they killed all of my bots. I had like 5 bots on Twitter, like not your spam bots, right? Like all of my bots are like cute little bots that like generate, fake dictionary entries for an alien planet or stuff
Creepy
like
cats.
that.
I remember the creepy cats.
Creepy cats. They killed all of my bots because of it. Because I insisted on posting about the Hunter Biden laptop stuff. And yeah, honestly, yeah, I mean, I'd like your comment as well on it, because like this is actually like I consider the turning point of me wanting to create Myriad, like for real, a free speech social media, was the Hunter Biden laptop.
I have only a very very short point of view on this. Okay, you have situations, you have facts, and by facts I don't mean interpretation of things. I mean, okay, this has been proven to be there. There are accounts, credible accounts of this happening at this point of time, at this point of space, and then there are interpretations.
But it's too late. I mean, this came out before, right before the elections. It was like the October surpriser. Like it's too late. Like people who know about it now, like they can't vote anymore for for the 2019 vote, right?
Yeah,
like I mean,
of course. But like what I'm going to say is what I absolutely and completely agree with is people should be able to at least discuss about it.
yeah.
And this is whether you agree with it, whether you don't agree with it, whether your interpretation is completely different, whether you're a crackpot. I mean, it's important. For instance, right? I was watching a video about crackpots in physics, right? There is this girl that does a very nice physics podcast, and she explains academia, and she explained a lot of things, and she explained crackpots, and she said, what's dangerous with crackpots is that universities, they're public spaces. So if someone sends you an email that says, why won't you listen to me? This is the last time I'm sending you an email, and I'm gonna come and look for you. They might as well do it. And now in conferences, in some universities, as long as you pay your due, you can expose any crackpot theory you want to expose, and it saves lives, because there's been a murder by a crackpot who killed some young scientist that was absolutely not involved with whatever he was discussing, because he wanted to be heard. That is, first off, that is what I call the price of social harmony. Sometimes you have to invest in ways of people to let out like steam and discuss things, even if you consider that they're crackpots' opinions, right? Even if you consider maybe they're not crackpot opinions, right? But even if you consider them to be crackpot opinions, you should let people speak, because when they
Yep.
don't speak, they get they get pressured, and when they get pressured, they shoot people. So there's that.
They should let
There's
them speak
there's
because
also
we have
sorry,
freedom of
Rob,
Yeah,
go ahead.
but the second thing is, even if you disagree the most with an opinion, you need to know, even if you disagree the most, and I'm not saying that your interpretation of the fact is right or wrong. I'm just taking one philosophical level, a different philosophical level on it, right? More abstract. Even if you think that someone's thesis is completely out of bounds, it's extremely important to know that this thesis is here, because in okay, in the scenario when the thesis is right, August Semmelweis, right? If this is right, it needs to be there for proofs, for history, for record. And if it's dangerous, it needs to be there to know that it is actually dangerous.
Right. And
Because it's much better to have a group of crackpots talking in public about their crackpot ideas than a group of crackpots talking in private about that crackpot ideas. And that's for the crackpots. The rest, my opinion. It needs to be discussed at the very least, because it is dialogue that brings harmony.
yeah.
So, in very short, I agree. I was saying was it was to be very short. No, it
Well, I
was not
mean,
short at all.
I mean, in the past, I mean, that's kind of what you did at like coffee shops in France at like 2 a.m., right? As you would
Yeah,
go discuss your crackpot ideas with all your friends, and
yeah.
and
We still do it with my friends over Discord, but we still do it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just do it on Zoom meetings.
yep.
yeah. It was called Café Philo, and these were small, yeah, coffee places where you would just go and discuss a philosophical topic until everybody was either exhausted or probably punch each other in the face, because that's what philosophers do.
Are philosophers really that violent, Danny?
I
I
don't
didn't know.
know. I just have a very Pratchettian approach of philosophy.
Oh, my grandma was a philosopher actually. My
Oh,
grandma
was
from
she?
my father's side was an
Oh.
actual philosopher. Had a
And
master's
what
in
was her
philosophy.
views? Do you have
Mas-
did you have any
Unfortunately, she died when I was younger. When
Oh,
I was
I see.
well, not younger, like actually, well, relatively younger. Like she died like when I was in high school. So
Mm,
yeah,
no, sorry to
that
hear.
was fine. She's the one who read tarot cards. Okay, no one wants to hear about this.
Crackpot
All right.
theories.
All right.
All right, who's got another topic to how long has it been? My
I have no idea, man.
our friend Alex, what the time stamp on
It's
this?
over an hour.
When we passed an hour already, so 1 hour 20 minutes.
Okay, so shall we close?
I
Yeah,
got
you
it.
want to one final thing,
One
Josh?
final
Maybe.
thing.
Oh yeah. Oh
No,
yeah.
we could do this one if you want.
Oh yeah. This is. Oh, dude, I want this as a sticker. I want this as a sticker. I put it on my car
Did I
and I'll
see
just
the other
give
day?
it to people. Yes.
Oh, I saw this thing similar to this the other day. It said American politics summed up, and it said the right loves the country but hates the government, and the left loves the government but hates the country.
Oh, wait. You guys will like this.
What's this? Unlimited dollars. What?
What is it?
I can't hear anything, Josh. You're not routing the audio. Oh, I really like this. Where is this from? What anime is this from? Like the anime girl?
It's
Oh,
probably a
Lord.
VTuber.
Yes.
Is it? It's probably.
Yeah.
No, it's early. It's like it's from.
Yeah, it's
like,
an early anime. Yeah, I didn't make it. I
no,
just
it's not.
I
It's not
found
a
it.
VTuber.
I found it in Telegram.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've seen those.
You
like,
can't
I've
you
seen
can't
that.
you can't hear it through there. I don't know. I don't know how to make the sound go through, but I thought it was funny.
When you share, there is a you can do like reshare, and there is a small checkbox on the bottom left, which
That says,
optimize
like,
for
share
clip
stuff.
and share audio. Yeah.
You need to reshare. Yeah, that anime girl. I've seen her around. I've been dying to find out what anime that came from. Actually, like the anime dancing girl. Anyway, yeah.
Your
All right,
ATM
guys.
is safe, your banks are safe, there's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Don't you want somebody love? Don't you need somebody love? Wouldn't you love somebody love?
I thought that was funny.
That was kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
I like the Lisa
There's an
one though.
infinite amount.
I like
But-
the
but you
Lisa
know-
one better.
But you know the person who said that. You saw that interview, right?
Yeah, I saw the clips of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think Danny liked it.
Danny.
Who is
You
that
there?
person who said that?
Yeah, who is it?
Oh, the person who said the Federal Reserve thing. He's one of the what the hell is it? I think he's the head of the FDIC. So he's part of the Federal Reserve.
It's like a government guy
I mean,
said that about that.
wait.
yeah.
You have a dude that's supposed to know everything about economy. That says with confidence there is an infinite amount of cash somewhere, and doesn't see that there is a big problem with the statement, right?
Well, he's not wrong.
And he
Yeah,
looks like that.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I noticed the crazy eyes. I mean, like,
But he's technically not wrong. I mean, you can keep printing it
I
as
mean,
much as you want. It
yeah,
just might
he's
not be
technically
worth
not
it.
wrong. He can print infinite amounts of cash, but like,
But it might
is
not be
that
worth
like-
anything tomorrow.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
you can also piss on an electrical outlet. Like, nothing prevents you from doing it.
Yeah.
Now there's a bunch of things that prevent me from doing it, Danny. But like, I'm not gonna mention.
Yeah.
Well,
it.
for you it's harder. You gotta get like an apparatus or something.
Plus,
No,
plus
just-
I'm fat.
just get
Plus
the
I'm
cord
fat, so I-
extension.
plus
Just
I'm-
get the-
well, okay.
The
all
cord
right.
extension.
You just need something for it to bounce off of.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can pee down my leg. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
This one's a little bit happier. This one's kind of funny. The South Korean president saying American Pie to the
What
president.
the fuck? I haven't seen this.
One more step. I can't remember if I tried. Everybody
Excited.
will cry.
Look at Spider-Man.
Puts me deep inside. The music.
Biden looks so confused behind him.
It's a wrap. I'm done. Bye. Thank you for watching.
That's the perfect ending.
Perfect ending. You can't top that.
All right,
Alright.
we're gonna cut this here. It's been a long, interesting session. We went from crypto challenges, the non-financial. Oh fuck! I'm gonna redo that. Okay, this is a wrap. That was intense. We went with non-financial advices of the week and crypto Twitter drama, bank going under, philosophies of politics and why free speech is important. Free speech is always important. Why you should buy Myriad token? It's also important. Keep creating, keep building, keep in touch, and we'll meet during the next episode with more singing presidents.
You promise? You promise?
No, I don't.
All right.
All
That's
right.
a wrap.